not talking to myself. I'm absolutely sick of people talking about Heti. And the reason why people are talking about Heti is because, well, we'll get to that in a minute. But let me first double check that this is actually live streaming and that I'm not talking to myself. So hold on a second here while I log into YouTube. I kind of wanted to live stream this just in case people had comments or questions because, well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments or questions. And I want to make sure I answer people because, yeah, there's going to be some commentary about this. So we're going to leave the live stream open for a bit. We're going to read comments, and we're going to go over basically rumors, some facts, and yeah. So let's just jump into it because it appears that live streaming is working. All right, so here's the deal. So Heti's power, as you can see, is less than it was before. This is a fact. Second fact, lots of people are asking about it. That's a fact. Third fact, Heti was sharing his account. I could go and I could show you screenshots where he said that he was basically, sharing his account with people for various reasons. One of the biggest reasons he said is because, oh my God, in KVK, I need to sleep and, let other people play my account and stuff like this. So let's take a step back and let's talk about account sharing in other games. If you account share in Clash of Clans, if you account share in basically any legitimate game, you're going to get banned. They don't tolerate selling accounts, sharing accounts, or anything like this. The BS that happened between Luke giving his account to Dana and Heti sharing his account during KVK and all the Chinese sharing their accounts, all this stuff simply is not tolerated in other games. Ta-da! Why? Because it's unfair. I'm not going to get into moral things or stuff like that, but when you have 3 people playing an account 24 hours a day versus one person who passionately plays maybe 8 hours and gets tired and has to, go do other things in life, it becomes unfair. So the whole point is you're not supposed to share accounts because it's not fair. In this case, you probably shouldn't have shared accounts because it wasn't smart. So, it's like thinking like, hey, I'm going to spend this small, medium, large amount of money, and I'm going to trust people that I give access to won't do bad things. And so, there's this trust. And to Dana's defense, Dana, as far as I know, has been helping big players in various kingdoms, not just 124, basically manage their accounts. And I don't like Dana. However, to her defense, I think that she's been doing this long enough and she's had enough opportunity that one of 2 things, or maybe one of 3 or one of 5 things happen that how do I put this? Somebody did something wrong to Dana and it really triggered her in order to just, go off the handle and do something like this, A. And I don't believe that to actually be true. B, she just got a wild hair up her butt and she just decided to do it. I also don't believe that to be true. C, it wasn't Dana at all. It was somebody else who had access to the account. And remember, again, I said, when you give access to somebody, you can never revoke it. You can change your password 10 billion times. You can unbind it, change the bindings. All of these things, it does not prevent them from getting access again. End of story. So Carlos, I'm going to jump in here. It was not a sour relationship. Okay? Whatever Dana's feelings were, good or bad, it wasn't a sour relationship. You can see the conversations. Heti's been posting the conversations in the line group about he accuses her, and she says, basically, you're living in some fantasy dream world. Now let's go on to what I kind of think happened. So what I think happened is that 124 has been on a decline since Luke quit. When Luke stopped spending, 124 basically lost its second power player, and there's nobody to fill that void. And a single person is going to have a really hard time fighting the level of competition which they're facing. You know, Leo, Gorkat, these guys aren't small. These aren't small, single power kingdoms. These are people with like 40, 20 SH40s, lots of power. There's a lot of stats getting thrown around. And even if you're a maxed player, it's going to be really hard for you to go at it solo. So you have this problem. He's basically alone. Benz and those guys, they're worthless. They're just trash by comparison to the competition. And I don't mean that to be offensive. I mean, they can be great people, they can be passionate players, but when you compare their stats, they just simply aren't stacking up. They're worthless. No offense, I'm worthless. Hey, so that's just a fact. There's nothing else to it. So when you have basically Heti kind of by himself, and he's losing, and he's been losing a lot lately, and you have what I characteristically call him an egomaniac. He hasn't traditionally been somebody who I had any respect for. I think he's just a fruitcake that can't handle losing very well, puts an extreme amount of emotion and other feelings into the game. And as a result of this, I think it's taking a toll on him personally. So what I think is more likely to happen is that his team is declining. He's losing, he's facing harder competition, and he can't accept it, and he just rage quit. That's my opinion. I think it's, sometimes the simplest answer is the easiest answer and is the most logical answer. People hacking his account, that's just bullshit. Come on, get out of here with this. If that's the case, let's go hack 242 and just zero him out too. Because, in terms of people who actually, kind of matter, I think, it's just, I would think people would target 242 way before Heti if there is actual hacking. There's no hacking. There may have been account sharing, there may have been bad feelings. But again, I don't think that was the case. I think it's just a loser who just rage quit. Look at any professional sports, over the years, people who lose and throw tennis rackets around. Bad sportsmanship. And I think that's just simply the case here. He's talked about quitting so many times. Who else does this? Every 2 weeks or every once in a while quitting and being a drama queen? Who does that? I don't do that. If I have a legitimate problem, I talk about it. I tell people exactly what it is, where it stands, and stuff like that. So, okay. So, Andrew, you asking about zeroing during Conquest and he hasn't logged back in yet? I kind of wish that was the case. That would be more funny, and then the joke would all be on us. But I don't think that's the case. I think that he's logged back in and he just doesn't have troops. And about dismantling equipment, you can't really dismantle equipment and stuff like that. You can't dismiss troops, so the troops could go bye-bye. The equipment is probably still there. You can't put, reindeer in merchant fare. You can't get rid of it. You could craft a bunch of other stuff and forge it and drop it in merchant fare at low prices, and maybe it sells. Who knows? That's pretty, that's pretty complicated though. And the battle reports that I saw included dragons. If somebody is really going to set up his account, wouldn't they just park the dragons out and hit it a couple of times? Why would there be dragons involved? Let's actually get some screenshots of the actual battle reports. I think there was some. I don't know exactly what unfolded, and I really don't care. So there's that. Now let's cover some of the trolling that's been backlashing against me because I said that he rage quit. So we're gonna delve into the realm of 134 and some of my own personal demons. So look at these dates, my friends. Look at the numbers. King number 34. And then you're going to see a nice healthy gap of 6 KVKs before we had another king. And it wasn't me, and it wasn't by my choice. So the next king that was by my choice was 12 KVKs later. So to put that in pragmatic terms, that's 24 weeks, aka ballpark 6 months. 6 months. So people who feel that I'm salty because I got conquered by 124, no, In fact, I'm not salty. I graciously accept my losses. I graciously accept my wins. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. I play the same game every time. My game doesn't change. I don't cry, I don't throw a fit, I don't lose KVK and, storm out of the room throwing a tennis racket. This is the proof. During this entire 6-month period of time, I just chilled on KVK, I accepted my losses, I accepted being conquered, and I moved on with life. And since then, we've had a couple of wins. Maybe we win, maybe we don't. Every 2 weeks is a blessing because, here's a spoiler, it's rigged. If they want to let you win, they let you win. If they don't want to let you win, they put you against some mega monster because there's always somebody bigger. So for people who quit and get all grumpy and spend too much money or too much troops on KVK and quit, Alex78, I'm looking at you as well. Hey, chill out for a bit. If you spent too much money, just tell everybody, hey guys, I kind of effed up. I got too emotionally, attached to this stuff, and I couldn't control myself. I made some mistakes. That's it. We all make mistakes. Be cool about it. Accept your losses and move on. This is good sportsmanship. So I think this video is kind of me talking, BS. So I am talking trash in this for somebody who I don't have any respect for. And, his fans, you guys control me. I don't really mind, guys. Hit me, inspire, go for it. Whatever. It doesn't bother me. I like a healthy amount of competition. That's cool. So, there's that. It's just try and have a healthy amount of competition for it. And if your favorite movie star, gets axed or written out of the series, the show's still going to go on. Every 2 weeks, there's going to be a KVK. It may or may not be as interesting for you as it was before. You don't have to hate on me. I wasn't at 124. I promise you, if I had access to his account, I would have done this a long time ago. It's like good riddance to rubbish. There's people who make the game enjoyable and positive and, add a little quirky bit of, interest to it. And I just never got that. It was just an egomaniac that didn't like to share. He always bullied Luke, and I really didn't like that. A lot of people didn't like him, but they played with him, and they tolerated him a whole hell of a lot longer than I ever would have. I don't know how that ever happened. But when you go back and you look at the Hall of Kings, you'll see that, they didn't lose. They had this incredible winning streak for a long time. I think there were some Russians that they lost to a while back. But yeah, for the most part, it was just basically Heti taking the throne, being king, and, bullying other people in the kingdom, and finally it just backlashed against him. So, meh. Sucks to be you, dude. So, stop your crying, stop your lying. Just suck it up. Whatever mistakes you did, just admit to it. And if you're going to keep on playing, we'll keep on playing. And if you're going to quit like a baby, well, quit like a baby. Just log out of line. Stop spreading false rumors. And, tell your fans to just move on in life because, well, whatever. Meh. So I think that's all I'm going to say for now. I think I've talked enough trash. And hopefully you guys find this video just a wee bit interesting. But it's basically clickbait. Nobody knows the truth of what happened to Heti. I can only speculate. And again, my speculation is he's just a wussy that can't accept losses. And he's been losing lately and he just rage quit. It's like spending to lose. Because Koa is not going to give him an easier match. Their kingdom is strong enough that they're going to face the top matches. And they just can't handle it anymore. So there we go. That's my take on it. I could be wrong. If I see evidence to the contrary, well, feel free to drop a comment. Something like that. I love the hateful comments. They make my channel way more popular. So by all means, put a whole bunch of hateful stuff. Go for it. All you're going to do is make it so more people see this video and see my opinion on it. So there we go. Anyway, I love you guys, and thanks for watching this live stream, and that's all. Bye-bye for now.